South Africa's ETFs are listed on the JSE and it's usually registered as a collective investment scheme with the FSB, meaning that the ETF and its investor is protected should something happen to the ETF issuer. Anybody care to explain that to me? I'm lost. Paul?
Look, that's the Satrix 40. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, we're talking about
there.
the Satrix 40. All right.
And the idea there is just that the underlying entity owns the shares, and that's what you can get into an ETF exchange traded fund. So it's a single thing that gives you the top 40. It is capitalization weighted, so you will see a larger emphasis being placed on the top stocks like your MTNs, your Richemonts, your SAB Millers, your BHP Billitons, and your Anglo Americans, and your Naspers. That's fine. I don't know why we're discussing this here, because I
insisted we discuss it. I insisted, and this is my show, actually.
But actually,
you think it's your
all
show.
of the shows that we always have, we discuss the South African stocks. So our hot stocks portfolio looks like an extended version of the Satrix 40. So I mean, I can't understand why you'd want to buy it.
Because if you're comparing ETFs globally, you've got to put us into the pot.
But if you want my opinion, this one's also going higher.
All right. Well, I raised my case. You stopped the argument there. Tsepo, is the JSE or the top 40 stocks, can they go higher from current levels? We keep hitting new highs on a daily basis.
Look, can it go higher? Definitely. Am I overly bullish in terms of the outlook specifically for the large caps in South Africa? The answer is going to have to be no.
But you've missed the momentum. You can't be smiling about this. You're losing a lot of money.
I miss a lot of things. The truth is, you make just as much money if you're looking at some quality mid-cap stocks. Metair, Invicta, a few names that have done well over the last couple of years. So I don't necessarily think you just have to be top 40 to do well. I think the retailers, I've been saying this for a little while, that are a little expensive. Your ShopRites within...
What do you mean a little while? Come, enlighten us. How long have you been telling us that the retail stocks are expensive?
It may be a few years. It may be
I'm going to pass it back to Paul here. Paul, you think the positive momentum can continue?
Remember that the Satrix 40 is really dominated by those big global stocks. So there's only one retailer in the STX 40, and that's ShopRite. Everything else is too small. What's very big here are, Billiton, British America Tobacco, SAB Miller, Richemont, Naspers. So, I mean, if you've been in those
stocks... So it is actually a global story discussion.
Yeah, it is, because those companies, as we know, are kind of South African heritage, but in many respects more traded globally than they are here. But I think those stocks, as it happens, are amongst the most attractive global opportunities. Richemont's fabulous, Naspers fabulous, SAB Miller we like a lot as well. So I don't think there's any problem. However, as you know, I don't like British America Tobacco. So I don't know. I mean, it's sort of mixed. You can't buy the whole index.
Are you really not going to buy the whole index because you don't like British American
Tobacco? Yeah, I mean, buying
tobacco?
the index is for quitters, people who are stupid and don't know which stocks to actually go and buy.
I like what you said earlier, though, Tsepo, and that even in passive investment, you need active management.
That's the reality. The question is, you want to be passive, but which passive instrument? Do you want to go the top 40? Do you want to go the Divi index? There's a whole raft of potential passive investments. Right now...
So even in passive investing, you still have a job?
Thankfully.
Also,
thankfully.
Just want to point out, a lot of people trade the local index either using CFD platforms or single stock futures because they're trying to do a directional short-term thing. I think that's a dangerous business. The kind of idea that you can get in and get out later in the day because you've got some secret formula for how it goes higher and how it goes lower. That's, I think, something that needs saying. These are not normally instruments that people own for the long run. These are traded opportunities.
Tsepo, hot or not on the Satrix?
Look, I think a lot of the big cap industrials in the country are expensive, so the overall index is skewed that way. So for me, not hot.
Paul, hot or not?
50,000 by Christmas. That's my prediction. Definitely hot.